And me being a female, I was afraid for my life. So I did what I thought was the best thing to do. I had no intentions that that man was there. I never set anybody up.
Alright y'all, let me tell y'all something right now. If y'all think them people don't be on social media watching and trying to cover things up whenever these weird cases arise, then something is wrong with you. If y'all pay attention to this case, since it happened, every time someone on social media make a point or point out a flaw within the situation itself, it's like the next day, some type of supposed evidence come out to back up whatever police said happened. First they said he ran, then when people said, but why did they come to the house in the first place? Then they say a girl called. Then as soon as we asked for the 911 call and the audio, the next day the audio dropped. Then when we say we need to see the autopsy to see what really happened, the next day the medical examiner's autopsy dropped. It's like every time we mention a flaw, they respond. Now I don't know about y'all, but I'm gonna continue saying that something is fishy within this case, no matter what they tell us or show us on their behalf. They done dropped the audio call of the woman who allegedly called them, but that still don't answer why his family and people close are saying that he was shot. It still don't answer the question as to why he was even chased in the first place, when they have yet to tell us that anything was found, whether it was drugs, weapons, signs of foul play, nothing. So why would someone run if they're not guilty of anything? Then on top of that, who is the guy that was there and why haven't he came out and told us what really happened? Because they said it was two guys and then one ran and the other one ran, but one came back. So who's that other guy, why his name was never mentioned, and why he has yet to come out if it's a lot of speculation between the family and the police? Y'all know if they would have found something on Scooter, they would have definitely mentioned it already, because that would have been their reason for their allegations and to try to cover up whatever they trying to cover up. Now we're going to get into the female caller. Her story don't even sound right, and honestly, it seemed like a psyop. How coincidental they have somehow intertwined the Baddies and the Zeus network with this whole situation, as they're trying to say, oh, she's a Zeus, baddie, whatever the contestant, I don't know what that stuff is. Of course, Zeus will be involved, and if y'all been paying attention to all the flack it's been getting lately, as people are starting to expose them for weird/demonic behavior, then you know what I'm referring to. Recently, I think the guy name is Adam the Plumber or something like that. He put them on blast during a Real Life Stars interview and says that they are very dark and they worship darkness. And by that, y'all should know what I mean. So how coincidental all the headlines every time you see the Scooter situation is involving Baddies and Zeus? Strange. Anyway, let's get into this video by Poetic Flacco. Shout out to him. I'll leave a link to the original video in the comments pinned below so you guys can check it out for yourself. In the meantime, make sure you hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm. And if you not subscribed to the channel already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it.
I thought this day in America would never come, where a woman who did a man wrong will get held accountable. And that's exactly what just happened. This is Demi Blanco. She's the woman who made the fake 911 call that ultimately led to the police showing up at Young Scooter and his homies function, leading to Young Scooter running away and ultimately hopping on a fence that punctured his leg, ruptured an artery, and killed him.
Allegedly.
Everyone in Atlanta know Demi. She's a raggedy 304. Now, how she found her way in the fold of Young Scooter and his homies, I don't know. But apparently she was dating one of his entourage and she made the call. This is just a brief recap before we get into the new and breaking updates. But Demi made a fake 911 call while Young Scooter was chilling with her boyfriend and other people, because apparently Demi wasn't there and she was jealous and her boyfriend was chilling with women, so she wanted the party to be over.
He didn't really get too much into it, but what they're saying happened was she wasn't invited to this quote-unquote party that was gonna happen. They was fixing to go to a party. It wasn't supposed to be a party there. She didn't want the party to last without her, so she ends up calling the cops, which don't make sense because, for one, they were let me tell you how it just, something ain't right? When she first called, you could clearly see they had to transfer her, meaning she wasn't there, right? She wasn't there. She wasn't where she said she was in the first place. So the fact that they had to transfer her, but yet she's talking as if she's right there, should have told them automatically that something was up. They transferred her call to wherever her jurisdiction was, and then she still made it seem like she was right there. It just don't make sense.
Even the most scandalous women I know, most of them would probably call and make a noise complaint, have things shut down. But no, not her. She took things to the nth degree. A lot of you guys already heard this particular call, but we're gonna play it again in every video, so y'all can really just beat it in your head how disgusting and trifling this woman is. Here is the fake 911 call that she made on young Scooter and her boyfriend.
There was literally a shooting. They're like selling drugs in and out of the house. This girl doesn't have on any clothes. They threw her outside. He was fighting the girl. He literally fought the girl. She had someone come over there and they started shooting. But the house needs to be investigated. It was 3 shots.
When did it happen?
Now, for one, right? If you pay attention, nobody else made a complaint about gunshots. That should have been the first red flag. Because if there was about 3 gunshots, like she said, it would have been more people calling in the police so they could alert them that gunshots was being fired.
It's happening now. Yeah, she's trying to get away and they're holding her. She's being held hostage. Like, there's also a child in danger as well because she has a baby.
Okay, you said the female is naked?
Yeah, she's naked. And
Now, how would she know that? Once again, if they transfer her call, how is she going to say she's a neighborhood watch for one, but then 2, they transfer her call, which means she wasn't where she claimed she was in the first place. So how is she seeing all this?
she's bleeding profusely from her head. This is a house, and I think you guys should get here quick because this girl he's really hitting her, and it's a child involved. There is like 7 guys in the house, and they all have guns. You guys need to hurry and get here before she doesn't make it.
Now, does that even sound real? See, and this is what I'm saying. From the outside looking in, you don't even have to be a police officer. I don't even think you have to have a brain at this point to know that she's lying. There's no way. I think you guys need to get here. It's about 7 of them. They all have guns. And it's a child in danger. They beating her. And what? It just sounds like she's making things up as she go along. He didn't play the first part, but there's a part where she says it's about 7 or some guys that's walking outside with guns in the air. What?
And we already have help organized for her. What's the phone number you're calling from? Exactly what happened?
There's a situation going on in this house. There's 7 guys that live here, and they're basically, I'm not sure if they're running some type of sex traffic. This individual, she's a 5'2", light-skinned female, black hair.
Are you, ma'am, are you with the patient now?
Drugs.
No, I'm a neighborhood watch. I'm just literally a neighborhood watch. I'm not in the house.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I play that audio in almost every video, bro, so y'all can truly understand how disgusting that woman is, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people was online publicly telling Atlanta PD, yo, why haven't y'all arrested this lady yet, bro? This is her. Go get her.
Now, that's the part that's funny, right? Because it took for social media. I promise you, if it wasn't for social media, she'll probably still be on the streets. Because guess what? What took them so long to arrest her? If her 911 call led to him losing his life, right? With the possibility of a lawsuit now coming against Atlanta Police Department because they acted on a false call without doing the required policy of checking around and seeing how true it was. Here's my thing. Why wouldn't you want to arrest her? Why does it take for social media to tell you to arrest her? And to be honest with you, 9 times out of 10, the only reason they arrested her is because people started talking about it.
But we weren't really hearing back from Atlanta PD. All right, so then folks began to take things into their own hands. All right, I know a lot of people who was going to locations that she was at. You feel me? All right, so after Atlanta PD began to realize the severity of the situation, they acted fast. Now, apparently, she's been arrested, people, okay? She's been arrested. So, on April 1st, 2025, a 31-year-old woman is doing this, bro. You would expect this behavior, well, from no adults, but from like a 19, 20-year-old chick, bro, her first love in college, she's going crazy. But a 31-year-old woman is doing nonsense like this. Yo, this is just embarrassing, bro. But what do you expect from a Baddies reject? So on April 1st, 2025, 31-year-old Demetrius Spence was taken into custody by the Atlanta Police Department and charged with transmitting a false public alarm under OCGA 16-1028 subsection D2 if serious bodily harm or death results from the response of a public safety agency. Yes!
Now, if y'all don't know, that's supposed to hold you punishable up to 5 years, if I'm not mistaken, in Atlanta. Either 3 or 5, I think 5 years.
Yeah. And there's a reason why I'm screaming
more.
yes, okay? So transmitting a false public alarm is a misdemeanor. However,
Somebody passed away.
if serious bodily harm or death results from the response, it escalates to a felony. Now, we're going to explain the difference between a misdemeanor and a felony in terms of punishment. We're going to explain that shortly in terms of what she's looking forward to.
She should be
The
charged
suspense
with.
was wonderful for her involvement in making a false 911 call regarding a person injured / deceased incident that occurred at 273 William Knight Drive, SE on March 28th. Ms. Spence was transported to the Fulton County Jail for processing. Oh, bro, you going to Fulton County Jail? And you responsible for what took place at Young Scooter? Bro, they finna turn you every way but loose. They finna spank. Ooh, they finna. Oh, they finna spank and that ass, bro. You was done.
Flacco's so corny. But I mean, he ain't lying. But the good thing is, at least on her behalf, I guess, she's not a man. If she had to go in the man division, oh Lord. You know how much people love Scooter in Atlanta? And if you know, you know. If you know how much people love Scooter in Atlanta, if she was in the men's division, oh boy.
Yo, you making it out of Fulton County Jail to me would be like a great feat. Like, you'll be a very strong human being, bro, if you make it out of Fulton County, bro. You better bail out soon. We have to put on the glasses for this one, bro. So according to Justia U.S. law, all right, a person who commits the offense of making an unlawful request for emergency services assistance when he or she knowingly and intentionally transmits in any manner a request for emergency service assistance, knowing at the time of the request for emergency service assistance that there is no reasonable ground for believing the truth of information which forms the basis of such request, and when the request involves or relates to, here's where it gets serious, people, all right? A purported destructive device or hazardous substance, right? Now, this don't really apply to her, right? What applies to her goes down right here. What applies to her goes down right here, okay? Except as provided in paragraph 2 of this subsection, a person convicted of a violation of subsection B of this code section shall be punished as for a misdemeanor of a high and aggravated nature, and upon conviction for a second or subsequent violation of subsection B of this code section shall be guilty of a felony and punished by imprisonment for not less than 1 nor more than 10 years, by a fine of not less than $5,000 or both. So here is the requirement. Now, misdemeanor, bro, is like a year in prison. No, but for the felony, no less than a year, no more than 10 years. So she could be in jail for 10 years. And here is the requirement to be charged with the felony. The requirement is if serious bodily harm or death results from the response of a public safety agency, such person shall be guilty of a felony and upon conviction shall be punished by imprisonment for not less than 1 nor more than 10 years and a fine of not less than $5,000. You going to jail, bitch.
But to be honest with you, 10 years still ain't enough. She's only 31. Here's the thing. I said this in plenty of videos prior. These days, they don't take deaths serious no more. You shoot somebody, especially let me tell you, a young guy shoots somebody right now, let's say he's 21. 20, whatever, however old he is. He's 20 years old. He could get 10 to 15 years, because that's usually what they're giving these kids these days for catching a body. That's why these kids don't care. They don't care because they say, I bet I'm going to catch a body, but then I'm going to do about 10 to 15 years. I'm only 20 years old. I get out when I'm 30, 35, still be able to see the light of day. So you got to think about it. The psychological aspect of it, the kids are thinking, well, all right, I'll do 10 years, maybe 15, maybe even 20. I'll still see the light of day. Right? So this is why it's happening. So imagine her. She just took somebody's life because she did a false 911 call for no reason, literally no reason. Because you don't want your man, quote unquote, at a party. Somebody lost their life, and now you only receive up to 10 years, if that. Crazy.
You going to jail, man. You going to jail. Now, I think anything less than 10 years is a grave injustice. This man lost his life. This man died. A father with multiple kids will no longer be here. This woman deserves the full 10 years. And I'm not saying 9 years and 364 days. No, she deserves the full 10 years. Give her 10. She would have probably gotten away with it too if she wasn't so clout depraved that she decided she was gonna put her freedom at risk by taking to social media on IG Live to speak about the situation and essentially self-incriminate and give the police everything they wanted.
But here's the thing, right? If y'all remember, their excuse was she used a 911 only phone that made them unable to track her phone because it was just 911 only. It didn't have no GPS tracker. Let me tell y'all something right now. Let you and me do something right now. You could be on a 911 phone, 311 phone. You could be on nothing. I bet you if they want you, they're going to find you. So that was bullcrap. But so I wonder how they found her now.
Admitted that she made the 911 call, but then she begins to justify why she made the call. And her justification is so stupid. Let's roll the tape, man.
I'm not looking for any type of clout. I just want to put the truth out. The situation is that I was being beaten by an individual that was connected to the person that I'm not going to say the name. And I was there, and the person was continuously beating me as he's already done this before.
She sound like she's reading a piece of paper, no? Or is it just me? She sound like she's reading a piece of paper. Right? And here's the thing, even if her theory is true, you mean to tell me you called the cops because you was being beat, but when we listen to what the audio says, it has nothing to do with what she's saying right now. Nothing.
And me being a female, I was afraid for my life. So I did what I thought was the best thing to do. I had no intentions that man was there. I never set anybody up.
If she had no intentions that he was there, why call the police on the house then? Doesn't make sense. If she had, see, her story is contradicting. 1 minute she's saying the reason why she did it is because she was being beaten, and I guess that was her way of getting back. But then she says she had no knowledge that he was even there. So why did you call the police to that house?
Never had any intentions that man was there. I never knew that man was there. I had no idea of that man's whereabouts. I'm speaking today to clear my name that I had no intentions to set anybody up.
The police have to send Instagram a Christmas card or a Thanksgiving greeting card every holiday, bruh. Because ChatGPT to college students is like Instagram to the police. It takes literal no more brain power because these inventions exist. For the police, because of Instagram, they can sit down, drink their coffee, eat their donuts, man, and watch us solve the crime for them. In this particular, in this case, it would be difficult for the police to prove it would be difficult for the police to prove, oh, she didn't just hear it from somebody else, right? Well, she didn't purposely lie if she heard it from somebody else, right? Because, again, the statute is you have to knowingly know the information is false while spewing it, right? And you could have probably finagled it. But when you come on Instagram Live and you tell the police, I called it because he was beating me, huh? You told them that you were neighborhood watch, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Hold up, bruh. You told them that they were dragging a woman with a baby back into the house.
Simple, right? Lying. First she said they had a whole bunch of guns. They was waving them and walking outside. Then they was dragging a girl in which she said, oh, I don't know if it's over drugs or what, right? Then she said it was a baby involved, right? Then she said, oh, I think they're selling drugs out of there, or they doing something to her. She's naked. 3 gunshots. Do you hear how much stuff she tried to compile on them? But yet she's saying, oh, I was being beaten up.
You told them that the victim may be underage, but you're not sure.
Mm-hmm.
You told them the person was bleeding profusely. If you called because they whooped on you, so you were calling the police while you was being dragged and bleeding profusely? You failed to mention that the victim was you? You said shots were fired. You was calling the police in the middle of shots being fired? Why did you mention? Come on, bruh. When you called, they had to transfer you because you was already in a different jurisdiction. So how was you in a different jurisdiction but claiming that you called because they was whooping on you in that moment?
Here's the thing. See, and I'm glad he just mentioned that because we already mentioned that. As you can see, it should be common sense. If everybody else could see that, why can't the police? But let's say, right, hypothetically speaking, even if she said she was a neighborhood watch and she's seen it, or if she said it was her being beat, at the end of the day, you know she has to be lying about something because y'all had to transfer her call. So the minute she says, oh, well, I'm neighborhood watch and I can see, the girl, she looks underage, they beating her, they got guns, they're walking out, or they just went back into the house. The first thing I would say as a 911 dispatcher, ma'am, how do you know that? How? It's almost impossible for you to know that if we just had to transfer your call. So who's giving you this information? Oh, you're seeing it live? How? But instead, they didn't do that.
It's over with, bro.
I never set anybody up. I was threatened by individual. There's a reaction for every action. This is part A. You guys didn't have part A. You guys only have part B. And the narrative, it looks like I was trying to set this man up because you guys don't have part B. I'm giving you part B. I'm giving you what led up to the call. I was physically abused, so I called to protect myself. That's the issue.
That's a lie. That's a lie. Because what she did was she said she was neighborhood watch. You didn't call to protect yourself. You didn't call because you was being beat. You was calling because you was trying to set something up. You say you wasn't trying to set him up. Somebody or something you were trying to set up. Because you claim you seen something you know for sure you didn't. But once again, you can't just blame her. I blame the police for being so negligent. It doesn't make sense.
That's part A.
Okay, what
I
part
never
of it?
had any intentions to get anybody hurt. I was the one that was getting hurt. And I came here to say my truth. That's it. That's all. I don't want no clout. I don't want anything. All these troll pages. Y'all don't know me. None of y'all know me at all. At the end of the day, I'm a woman. And I was physically abused multiple times.
This is not for her because I'm glad she went on IG Live. But for you other people who I may like, if you commit a crime, man, please don't go on IG Live trying to explain to the world why you did that crime. That's usually going to be used in court, all right? But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think?
All right, y'all. That's pretty much it. Let me tell y'all this, man. Something isn't right with this case. Once again, like I told y'all before, I still stand on that. I don't care about a 911 call. She even sounds like she's reading. You know when somebody being held for ransom and they tell you read this or else? That's what it sounds like. And she's doing a horrible job. But not only that, right? none of this negate the fact that something happened to Scooter. All right, let's say the cops were called there. They were called there. Now, what happened after they was called? What happened after? And once again, if you pay attention, she strategically made sure she didn't say no names. Who is protecting this guy that happened to be there with Scooter? Who's the guy? Who's the guy? He hasn't came forward yet. He haven't been identified in any article possible. Who's the guy? So once again, like I said, her making this call, because I see it seem like they're trying to deflect the attention from the APD to the girl. It's not going to work like that. We still want to know what really happened to young Scooter. Nobody's buying he fell off a wooden fence so hard that he punctured. How? Yo, listen, I done fell as a kid, especially. Our bones supposed to be a little more fragile, whatever. I done fell from a couple fences. I don't think I ever fell that hard. I hurt myself to where I almost passed away. It just doesn't make sense. And the orthopedic surgeon said it's a very, very rare case that something like this happens. It's possible, but anything is possible, right? You could fall in a volcano. That's possible. A car could fall from the sky and fall on you. That's possible, but let's talk common sense, right? And something don't make sense here. But anyway, that's it, man. Y'all jump in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this. The woman has been arrested, but once again, I don't think this tells us anything because the family also still feels that something isn't right. They still standing on the fact that they said he was shot. APD haven't said nothing about that. We just see that the girl is now taking the blame, saying that she's the one that called the audio, saying that she's the one that called 911. She's been arrested. Let's see what tomorrow unfolds. I'm sure it's going to be something else, man. Y'all jump in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. And I'm out.